All right, guys, this is Mike with Mr. No Fluff, and I believe I'm live. According to CNN and Visa, they said that Black Friday they had a 9% gain versus last year. Okay, and then they went on and interviewed a couple of people, and what was very, very crazy is that let me see. All right, guys. All right, I think the connection was bad. Here we go. All right, guys, let's start all over. Um, CNN and Visa just did a report that says that there was a 9% increase in Black Friday sales consumption versus last year. Okay. Um, and then they interviewed some shoppers. And what was crazy is the shoppers were saying that, yes, I'm spending more money than last year because the economy is doing really good. So, again, people had the mindset that the economy was doing good. And the reason is because of Federal Reserve increasing assets. Like they increase like the real estate, okay, assets are going up, the stocks, and people are able to borrow money easily from the lenders, from if it's credit cards, if it's home equity loans. A lot of people have equity in their property and they're using it like an ATM. They're just getting easy money. So therefore, in their mind, okay, they're thinking the economy is doing good. People are getting paid more, probability. All right, businesses are definitely growing. I know people are able to borrow more money and they're expanding more and more growth. But the truth, the fact is that the stock market is crashing. Okay, month after month. Just in November, all the gains that was got into 2018 just got wiped off. People don't understand the average person, the average American that's working every day. They're not understanding that what Visa says there's a 9% gain is not for them. A 9% gain for them for Visa means that they're making money. But for the average person, that means they're getting in debt. Okay. They're spending money, money they don't have. Okay. Because of easy money, because they're able to use their home as a home equity loan or got more credit or credit cards or be able to borrow more money, start a business or take more risk, or people are buying more stuff because they have easy money. And so many of the public thinks that the economy is doing good. Their homes are going up and up. Like if you ask my mom, she says, buy a real estate, buy a property now because she knows, I let go of my stuff. She says, well, buy a property now. It's always going up. So when my mom says that, I know that there's big dangers happening because properties don't always go up and up. Now, historically, real estate is a very good investing, but there's ups and downs, ups and downs. And right now, just like 2008, there's a big asset bubble in real estate. There's a big asset bubble in stocks and bonds, not only in America, many different countries from China to Japan to Great Britain, Italy, Canada, Australia, and these asset bubbles are everywhere. And some of the toxic effects are that everyone's in debt from corporations to the people to the governments to the states to the feds to the states in America to other places. So when they come out and say CNN and Visa and other says, hey, sales has gone up 9%, they're trying to lure more people into thinking, hey, the economy is good. Let me go spend more money. Let me go and get in debt. Let me go accumulate more clothes that I don't need. Go buy more stuff that I don't need. Instead of spending time with their friends and families, okay? Instead of spending time with their kids, they're going to go consume more, okay? But the truth of the fact is that 9% gain is only a gain in advertisement on CNN. It's only a gain in Visa's transaction fees that they are receiving. So yes, Visa is making more money than last year. Okay. However, just like all the big corporations, however, the actual people are getting more in debt. And I'm sure somebody did a study that this year people got in more debt than last year and the previous year. And you don't need a sophisticated study. You can just look at the debt, okay, of people have occurred or the national debt. If the government is because as above as below, if the government is getting into debt, then the actual people are getting into debt. If the government is debt free, then the people are going to be debt free. That's why the thought saying as above as below, okay, which applies. So you can just look at what's happening with the big corporations and what happens to their employees. You can look at what's happening in government, what's happening to their people. So yes, a lot of people have spent more money than last year. I totally agree. But I believe they're spending money they don't have. And because they're getting fooled, because they're thinking their assets have money. Like my stocks, my 401 has so much money. It's came up. My real estate property has gone up. The bankers are willing to lend me more money to buy a property, or they're letting me mortgage out my house even further, or they're willing to extend my credit even further. So they're doing that for their own interest, okay, not for your interest. So yes, people are spending more money, but that doesn't mean that the foundation is not jacked up. The foundation is not going to break. And the president's totally right. We have to defer this meltdown to somewhere else. And right now we're focusing on the immigrants because we don't want to focus on the corporations robbing their employees. We don't want to think about um, all this taxation, or how much regulations we have for small businesses or even big businesses. That's why these big businesses are going to different countries, or how we lost our ability to produce in America. Like, we're not producing stuff. China is producing our stuff. Uh, Korea is producing our stuff, or Turkey, Mexico. So we've lost these jobs. So we're not going to focus on the actual problem, because it's kind of like crazy. It's kind of like Germany. When they were going with the Nazis, when they were going down, they weren't thinking about like, hey, why did we are in this situation? They just blamed the Jews. So like, hey, those immigrants. So the same thing is happening here. History repeats itself. So the big companies are getting tax cuts to just go buy their stocks to increase their prices, right? Uh, Real estate is just going up and up and up. But now for 2005, I'm sorry, 2015, 2014, 2016, 2017, I've been ringing the bell, uh, and I know the crash is coming. There's no stopping it, and I think that this new crash, this is my opinion, it's going to be bigger than the 2008. It's going to be bigger than the Great Depression, because it's going to be a worldwide crash, especially with the tariffs. Because if you look at some of the reports out there, the tariffs is already starting to hurt the actual people. They're already start to hurt the companies, and in both countries, from China and America. I don't think that tariffs are a good way to do business. The more we have our doors open to transact with other countries, the better ability to have prosperity for you and your kids, which means like less wars and less people dying, etc. Guys. So if you have trade wars, eventually you're gonna have guns and bullets wars, and that's just the way it is. Okay. Now, the more we're interacting, like right now, if you look at your shoes, or if you look at your refrigerator, your bread comes from a different country, your cheese comes from a different country, your watermelon comes from a different country, your apple comes from a different state. So everything's coming from different places. Hardly anything is made locally here. So when Visa, MasterCard says that, hey, they're making a lot more money, they're just talking about themselves. And yes, people that are hand over their money to some financial advisor and they said, you do your due diligence, they're blinded and they're not seeing it. Or they have so much debt and stress that they have to do this. Or they're trapped in the accumulation, like, hey, my cousin got better gifts for his kid, so I got to get better gifts. Or my neighbor got a better car, so I have to get a better car. And they're just trapped in that accumulation, and which is cool if you're producing stuff, but we're not producing stuff. Where like majority of stuff comes from uh, China. If you go to Walmart, you go to Amazon, just look at the stuff. We're not producing stuff. So we can't have prosperity with just debt production. You know what I'm saying? We can't just be printing money and get everybody in debt. That's not really prosperity. Now, that will work if we are in control of the petrodollar. That will work if, we have free trade. But if we're killing the trade and we're losing our petrodollars because we're sanctioning all these countries and they're trying to go around, like Russia, like Iran, like all these other bricks. They're trying to go around using the dollar. Then we're going to lose our petrodollar world reserve currency status. And we're not going to be able to prosper in America because our production is disappeared to other countries, and we're in the only thing we do good is what Wall Street does, which is package up different debt instruments and sell it to the public, sell it to different nations, sell it to investors, etc. Okay, guys. So if you want to win in this upcoming crash, I highly recommend joining the Abundance Club, guys. We meet every Saturday. People like yourself. It doesn't matter if you're new to real estate or you're a professional or you want to get into entrepreneurship, because I believe that the next crash is going to help people become more entrepreneurs. instead of working for the corporation because they're not paying out the pensions, they're going bankrupt, all this stuff, right? I mean, all this debt. And I think the next crash is going to definitely be a good crash for real estate. I think it's going to be a good ability for all these different countries to buy into Bitcoin. And so if you're interested in any of these things that we just talked about, then you should definitely join the Abundance Club, guys. It's called theabundanceclub.mrnofluff.com, theabundanceclub.mrnofluff.com. We meet every week for an hour, and I teach you stuff and answer your questions regarding your business to help you reach your dreams. The other thing I want to mention before I get out of here, guys, is that I have the new flip. So instead of spending a bunch of money on stuff you don't need for other people through accumulation, why don't you give them the gift of showing them how to turn $100 and 2x it and 3x it or 5x it or 6x it or 7x it. I've only done 7x. What I'm saying is I have what's called the new flip. What I teach you how to do, take $100 and double and triple it, depends on the deal, in your own backyard. It's called the new flip. I sell this course for $500. It's on Amazon right now for a pre-launch for $29. Again, $29. Why am I selling it so cheap? I'm looking to get more reviews because we just launched on there, guys. So there's only a few left. I'll put a link below. If you have any questions about the new flip, leave a comment, or you get it on Amazon. But you got to go to my link to get the discount of the 500 and some change. Okay. So go that way. And better yet, join the Abundance Club. I'll give you the new flip for free. Either way, guys. Hustle and bustle. Don't take no for an answer. See you guys.